Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, apologies for the audio and video quality here. My my phone camera really isn't amazing, and I've been having a few lighting issues where it's making the screen do some funky flashing, which I can't do much about. But I just wanted to run through some of the artwork that I've done on the Acorn Electron on a program called AMX Art over the last this is over the last couple of years actually, sort of 2021 to 2023. Just a few of my favourite bits and pieces that I've done. Over the last 10 years, I've done quite a bit of artwork on the Acorn Electron and various other sort of old computer systems. And I started to archive that and catalogue it in different places, and I just kind of wanted to have a record of some of the stuff that I've done over the last couple of years, because I really do feel it's still not brilliant, the stuff that I'm producing, but I really do feel that it's improving a little bit, and I wanted to kind of just archive that and catalogue it for the future, really, just to have it down there somewhere. And I get a lot of fun out of using the Acorn Electron to produce artwork, and thought maybe it might inspire other people to sort of have a go at that. The setup that I use is a basic Acorn Electron. I've got two of these machines. My original Electron is in my sound rig, because I do a lot of music that I produce with old computers and like weird homemade electronics and stuff, and there's a bit more of that. Well, there's a few examples of that on this channel, but there's a bit more of an in-depth look into that rig on my motorcycle channel, where I talk about how I make music for the channel. So if I remember to, I'll put a link to that up in this. But yeah, so this is my one of my Acorn Electrons. The other one's got like a Slogger turbo board and all that sort of thing, but this one's got a +1, which is kind of the sort of basic initial expansion for the Electron. The +1, couple of disk drives, as you can see, and then it's got a disk drive. Yeah, so the disk drive expansion there, and it's got the Electron UPERS board, the user port by Martin Barr from the Stardot forum, which was produced a few years ago, and I use that to transfer stuff between the Electron and the PC. Again, I've probably got other videos on that on the channel, but I'll do a deeper look into that if people want me to. But through that, I'm running the old AMX Art mouse, 3-button mouse that you can get for the Electron, or could get for the Electron and BBC back in the day. And that has allowed me to run a program called AMX Art, which is disk-based and works with this mouse. And so yeah, let me just load up a few examples. I've made a little list of a few. So the first one is Harry Potter, of course, and it kind of highlights the way artwork can be done in AMX Art, the things you have to work with. Some people might consider them to be limitations, but I quite enjoy working with the simplicity of this package. You got to remember the Acorn Electron is, 1983, wasn't it, that it came out, so it's a pretty ancient system now. Although this software is disk based with a mouse, it doesn't compare in any way to modern art packages. And you can see down here that the shading options that you've got, the fill options are pretty limited. So it's quite good fun to kind of see what you can produce with this. So yeah, I won't bore you too much with these, but let me just run through a few of my favorites. So this is Harry Potter. Oh, that's a good start. Hang on a minute. I can't remember what I called this one. Let me just query the the catalogue on the disc and see what's on there. That was it, yeah. Stonehenge, or at least my artist's impression of it. I used to produce a zine on the dot matrix from the Acorn Electron, which tied in with some of my old music projects that I used to do, and this was one of the pieces of artwork that I included in that zine as like one of the logos on a fairly regular basis. So this skeleton was inspired by do you remember the old fighting fantasy books, like Warlock of Firetop Mountain and all those ones back in the sort of early 80s? This kind of style of artwork was inspired by that, and I wanted to see what I could do on the Electron with that. So that's that one. Nick Turner. So we lost Nick Turner from Hawkwind, or ex of Hawkwind, not all that long ago, and I wanted to do a piece dedicated to him. Obviously, it's black and white on the Electron. I uploaded it onto the PC and added some colours and other effects for the final thing that I was doing with it. But this was its beginnings on the Electron and AMX Art. Nick back in his Hawkwind times in the early 70s. Just typical of the kind of work that I like to do, really. A frog on a skull, of course. So continuing with the skull thing, the frog thing, this is from a film that you might know, kind of almost a cult sort of, I think it was 70s film, Psychomania, British biker film about undead bikers, of course. And this is actually one of my favourite bits that I've done on the Electron. My take on the main character from that film. Go and give it a watch. It probably won't be like anything you've seen before, but if you're into bikes or cult British type of films from that period, go and give it a look. It's probably on YouTube, to be honest. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, so carrying on with like the film fan artwork, this was D from Walking Dead. And I also did his partner from that film, Honey, from The Walking Dead. You can see that I like to use, particular shaders on pretty much all of my pictures, and I guess it's like a signature thing, but I think it works, I hope it works quite well. So that's Honey, and then following with the Walking Dead theme, I think it's on here. Let me just have a look. Norman Reedus, of course, Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead. Again, lots of use of that same shader. It's black and white at what would now be considered to be quite a low resolution, so you just sort of do what you can. It's an artist's impression, isn't it? What else we got? Skull Gent. So this is like a recurring theme in a lot of the stuff that I do, that kind of Victorian horror, space, cosmos, Call of Cthulhu crossover type of stuff. and that this skull gent is someone that I've drawn in a lot of different forms, on the PC, with the Wacom pen in GIMP, on the Electron. I think I might have done a Commodore 64 version at some point, but I've kind of regurgitated him across a lot of different platforms, and it's one of the characters that I really enjoy drawing. Again, that kind of Victorian cosmos, weird kind of cosmic overlap. I think this was a picture that I drew for a version of a song that I did, called Space Explorer. So yeah, this is the Acorn Electron version of a much more detailed picture that I'd done on the PC, and I just wanted to see how that would turn out if I drew it from fresh on the Electron, with all the Electron's limitations versus the picture that I'd done on the PC. If I was a bit more organised, I could have had some comparison shots of this take versus the original PC picture, but I'm not that organised, I'm afraid. So I might try and do something like that at a later stage. But for now, this is just kind of a few of my favourite pictures on the Electron. Okay, so this is some more fan art. The one and only Ian Astbury, of course, from the Cult. I'm quite pleased with how that turned out. In fact, this one looks better, in my opinion, on a printout when I've got a dot matrix printer attached to the Electron, and I'll sometimes print some of the pictures out that I do. And you can print directly from AMX Art, and the ×8 print there pretty much fills up an A4 sheet. So this would come out landscape on an A4 sheet, and they actually look really good. I was really pleased with how that one turned out. Oh yeah, this is just some artwork that I did for the motorcycle channel, Deep Space Motorcycle, that I've got on that channel. Yeah, just some more sort of weird Victorian space crossover stuff. Yeah, and again, that's just another picture that I had done on the PC, and I wanted to redraw it on the Electron to see how it would turn out. In fact, I ended up making a t-shirt out of this picture, not the Electron version, but the original one that I'd done on the PC. So yeah, just a few pictures that are sort of my favourites from the last couple of years. Like I said, I've been drawing with AMX Art on the Electron for about 10 years. And the earlier stuff I used to release on, floppy disks and onto places like DemoZoo. But, a lot of that wasn't my best work. And I wanted to kind of have a chance to showcase some of this later stuff that I'm doing. In fact, some of the artwork that I've done has ended up on releases. There's this disc here was a text adventure game that I wrote for the band called the British IBM. It's a fan game that I'd written because I'm a massive fan of their music. The disc label I drew initially in AMX Art. In fact, that features on the intro screen of the game, and the cassette version has this as a loading screen too. It takes a little while to load, but it's there. But yeah, so in fact, I'll put some links up to the British IBM because you should check them out if you haven't heard their stuff. They're brilliant. And in fact, claim to fame, they used a picture of my other Electron as cover art for one of their songs, Where Is Matthew Smith? So I'll flash that up too if I remember to do it in the editing. So yeah, just a quick kind of dip into the sort of stuff that I'm using my Electron for. Like I say, I use the other Electron in music. I use it to generate a lot of sort of strange beats and weird looped noises. In fact, the intro music that you heard on this video, the sort of machinery noise that comes in before the guitar and that kind of fuzzy background noise were both produced on the Electron. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching some of these. If you like the kind of artwork that I'm producing, or if there's a picture that you want me to have a go at doing for you, give me a shout. Obviously I won't charge for it because I'm by no means a professional artist, but if you like the kind of style of Electron stuff that I'm producing and you want me to have a go at something, get in touch and I'll be more than happy to try and help out. But anyway, thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.